Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has called Senator Joe Manchin patronizing for referring to her as a young lady as the two Democrats spar over his objections to the party's massive spending bill. Manchin appeared on CNN's State of the Union on Sunday to explain his concerns with President Joe Biden's $3.5 trillion plan for social and environmental spending, denying Ocasio-Cortez's allegation that he has weekly huddles with Exxon executives. "I don't know that young lady that well, I really don't. I met her one time between sets here, but that's it. We've not had any conversations, shushes speculating and saying things," Manchin said. In a series of tweets, Ocasio-Cortez fired back at Manchin, a moderate West Virginia Democrat whose vote is crucial in the evenly divided Senate. "In Washington, I usually know my questions of power are getting somewhere when the powerful stop referring to me as Congresswoman, and start referring to me as young lady instead," tweeted the left-wing New York Democrat. "Imagine if every time someone referred to someone as young lady, they were asked sick, responded to by being addressed with their age and gender. They'd be pretty upset if one responded with the old man, right? Why this kind of weird, patronizing behavior is so accepted is beyond me," she added. The public feud between Manchin and Ocasio-Cortez began last week, when the senator aired his concerns about the spending bill in an op-ed last week. Ocasio-Cortez took to Twitter claiming that her fellow Democrat was killing people with his objections. Manchin has weekly huddles with Exxon and is one of many senators who gives lobbyists their pen to write so-called bipartisan fossil fuel bills, the New York Democrat wrote. "Sick of this bipartisan corruption that masquerades as clear-eyed moderation." Manchin fired back at the firebrand progressive when CNN host Dana Bash asked him about her claims, saying, "I keep my door open for everybody. That's totally false. Those type of superlatives, it's just awful, and continue to divide, Manchin said. Pressed on whether he opposes Biden's spending plan because of donor influence, Manchin fired back, "I'm opposed to it because it makes no sense at all." Manchin's support is crucial for Democrats if they want to enact Biden's massive Build Back Better agenda, with the Senate split 50-50 and Vice President Kamala Harris the tiebreaker if there is no Republican support. With congressional committees working toward the target of Wednesday set by party leaders to have the bill drafted, Manchin made clear his view, in a series of television interviews, that there was no way Congress would meet the late September goal from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi for passage. But the moderate Democrat continues to snub his party's plan to not pass a separate infrastructure package without the progressive reconciliation package. "No, I could not support $3.5 trillion, Manchin told NBC's Chuck Todd on Meet the Press. "If I was writing it from scratch, it'd be looking at, first of all, adjusting the tax code," Manchin continued. "I've always said that. I said basically the 2017 tax code was weighted unfairly to the wealthy. We need to change that, that's why I agreed to go to reconciliation. But I'm not going to go to a situation or shoot myself in the foot and not be competitive globally. I think the corporations should be paying, there shouldn't be anyone escaping not paying their fair share. I think the IRS should be able to do its job, all of those things," he added. "I cannot support $3.5 trillion, Manchin said, citing in particular his opposition to a proposed increase in the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28% and vast new social spending. "We should be looking at everything, and we're not. We don't have the need to rush into this and get it done within 1 week because there's some deadline we're meeting, or someone's going to fall through the cracks," he said. Pressed repeatedly about a total he could support, Manchin said, "It's going to be $1. 5 trillion. He later suggested the range was based on a modest rise in the corporate tax rate to 25%, a figure he believes will keep the U.S. globally competitive. The numbers that they're wanting to pay for and the tax changes they want to make, is that competitive? Manchin asked. I believe there's some changes made that does not keep us competitive.